You share your big win, finally launched the business, doubled your income, hit your goal weight, and instead of real support, the room shifts. The energy drops 2 degrees. A few polite claps, a joke, a nod, and then silence. You didn't say anything wrong, but something unspoken just got triggered. Eyes narrow, conversations pivot, and deep down, a question forms. Why does your progress feel like their problem? Your success spotlights their stalled progress the way a beam makes dust dance, and the brain loathes dusty mirrors. The primitive status software that kept our ancestors alive still hums behind our eyebrows, tallying rank before we can blink. It whispers, if they're climbing, you're sliding. So the room stiffens, not from malice, but reflex, an invisible armor against inferiority. Notice that tension. It's the diagnostic beep revealing the cracks in their confidence, and maybe yours, before anyone says a word. Adler argued that every human wakes up wearing invisible X-ray goggles tuned to status. Your brain, mine, the barista's. Same prehistoric software scanning. Who's above me? Who's beneath? That relentless ranking creates what Adler called the inferiority feeling, a background hiss that says, you're not enough yet. Most days we mute it with humor, hustle, or humble brags, but the moment someone near us levels up, new abs, promotion, engagement ring, the hiss spikes into a siren. On the surface, we clap. Under the mask, a tiny accountant tallies the gap and declares a loss. That sting isn't evil, it's biology defending its narrative. If their win is real, my story of adequacy just cracked. So the subconscious deploys quick camouflage. Awkward praise, a sideways joke, a change of subject, anything to smudge the mirror you're holding up. Recognize the pattern early, and you'll see a strange symmetry. Your victories threaten them exactly as theirs threaten you. Once you grasp that shared fragility, the strange behavior of groups suddenly makes brutal sense. Picture a steel bucket crammed with crabs. The moment one claws toward daylight, the others yank it straight back down. Not evil, just reflex to keep the pile intact. Humans do this with smiles. A stay humble joke, an it's risky warning, the awkward silence after you share a bold plan, tiny hooks that say, don't rise higher than us. Equality feels safer than excellence, so groups install an invisible ceiling and call it teamwork. Your promotion exposes the ceiling, so they patch it with sarcasm, backhanded advice, or affectionate belittling. Family, friends, even your gym buddies aren't plotting your downfall. They're guarding the fragile story that average is normal. Every mythic hero has to leave the village because the village can't stomach proof that the mountain is climbable. Accept that, and you'll stop waiting for unanimous approval. Better yet, you'll start noticing the subtle ways people try to reattach those claws. Once you see them, they can't stay hidden. Spot the sabotage hiding in plain sight. Your buddy says, killing it at the gym, just don't get too bulky. Translation, throttle down so he doesn't feel small. A coworker congratulates you, then immediately lists someone who did it younger, faster, louder. That's comparison, weaponized as bubble wrap for their ego. Invitations to live a little when you're on a streak. That's a distraction invoice, payable in lost momentum. And check your own pockets, the flash of relief when a rival slips, the urge to shrink a friend's win with a joke. Same software, different user. Adler's point is brutal and fair. We all crave status, so we all game the scoreboard, sometimes unconsciously. The litmus test is simple. After talking to them, or to yourself, do you feel lighter, moving forward, or heavier, sinking back? Keep a mental clipboard and tally the patterns for a week. You'll be shocked by the data, and once the moves are visible, the energy trapped inside resentment is suddenly up for grabs, waiting to be repurposed. Feel that stab of jealousy when a friend posts their marathon medal or revenue screenshot? Good. That voltage is raw, uncut rocket fuel. First, label the envy out loud. I want what they have. Naming it drags the emotion from your gut into daylight, where you can engineer it. Next, reverse engineer the win, distance, pace, monthly revenue, whatever. Break the envy into trainable metrics and staple them onto a plan. Now, upgrade your environment. Find people who measure progress, not gossip. Sparring partners who cheer when you land a hit and then swing back harder. Keep score publicly inside that circle. Shared spreadsheets, side-by-side workout logs, Friday revenue screenshots. Competition stays fierce, respect stays intact, and ego has to earn its oxygen. Finally, schedule a weekly envy audit. Scroll your feed, note every twinge, and convert each one into a concrete task for the coming week. Do this long enough and envy stops feeling like poison. It feels like instructions, and once the fuel is burning, you'll need a vessel that won't crack under the thrust. Here's the upgrade Adler hinted at, but never diagrammed. Build an identity that feeds on stress instead of applause. Fire the committee in your head that tallies likes, salary gossip, and backhanded compliments. Replace it with a private scoreboard only you can see. Pages written, reps logged, dollars stacked, calls to mom made. Each number is a brick. Stack them daily and you've got a fortress skeptics can't breach. Then tether that fortress to a mission bigger than your ego. Mentor a kid, fund a shelter, design a solution that survives you. Purpose turns petty comparison into elevator music. There, but too faint to steer you. By anchoring worth to process and service, you immunize yourself from both the crab's claw and your own jealous reflex. Confidence becomes empirical, not cosmetic. Every micro win is proof you can trust yourself under fire. When the room stiffens at your next victory, you'll feel it like wind at your back. Permission to climb even higher. Glance back at the crab bucket you just crawled out of. The claws still snap, but they're quieter now because you finally understand their language. Stay here, so none of us has to confront our own ceiling. Let them chatter. Your arena isn't the damp floor of collective doubt. It's the open ridge where progress has no referee but reality itself. Plant your flag by choosing targets that scare you and metrics that don't need applause. Then do the subversive thing Adler would cheer, turn around and extend a hand. Pull one person up, no lecture, just leverage, because nothing confuses a hidden critic faster than generosity backed by results. Expect the wind of sneers, trim your sails with it. This week, post a milestone before you feel ready. Tally the silent eye rolls and push forward anyway. Each step you take rewrites the script from quiet resentment to visible creation, and the view keeps getting wider.